Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our daily chanting. This is day 3 of 20. It is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. And also, since we started a couple of days ago, it feels like forever. And that's what happens when we get into the eternal moment with the blessings of Dr. Pillai guiding our souls, our bodies, our minds to get filled up with courage and strength and the ability to navigate these turbulent times that we live in with COVID and the economical situation that's happening all around the world. It's pandemic. It's not located just for one geographical place. It is, the whole focus is the world. So everyone is being impacted. We have a political scenario going on where people are very upset. They don't know what's going to happen. There's a big rally going on in the States right now. In the US, we don't know who's going to win the election. And it is particularly upsetting or anxious time, to say the least. People are angry, they're depressed. So what kind of energy is that to live in? And it impacts us all. Even though we may not live there, I'm here in Toronto, Canada, I feel the anger, the frustration, the sadness, the loss of the ability to feel like we're going to be having peace and harmony. It seems so far away. So regardless of who is going to be elected, let's all pray that there is peace and harmony, prosperity, enlightenment for all. And perhaps it is a wake-up call to all of us around the world, where we really need to go inside and we need to awaken the spiritual energy, the kundalini energy, to experience peace at an individual level, such that when we collectively commit to that process and we call on God, we get down on our knees carry our karma as well as the ego. So we can crush the karma, we can crush the ego of history and say, you know what, we're going to call on divine intervention. We're going to call on these archetypal beings. They're not just some mythological story or characters from a Marvel magazine. It is for real. These beings are part of the cosmic events that are going on. And the ancient seers, when they didn't have the internet, they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have the kinds of communication the tools that we have now. So they depended on their third eye opening and then communing or communicating with these divine beings, who would then say, hey, if you help me to help you, then we can all evolve together. So it is a covenant across the cultures, across the tradition, where we as human beings evolving need these divine beings to help us. Angels, gods, saints, sages, goddesses, nature, universal force. It's all the same. It's an expression through our history of our soul's evolution. We will pick up memories of certain cultures, certain traditions, certain religions, religious beliefs. So we've come to a point now with the internet, everything is so readily available. All the information is there. We're in information overload. And that's what the ancient seers had been trying to tell us for a long time, is that you can have knowledge, but the knowledge here is limited. It is going to just keep you spinning and going around and round in circles, trying to find the answers to one question: what is truth? So the truth is wisdom. The truth of who you are is not your bank account. It is not how you are perceived by other people or how you perceive yourself. It is not by the clothes that you wear, the car that you drive, the house that you live in. That's all part of limited consciousness here on the earth plane. It's not to say that we shouldn't have that. We should live in comfort. We should live like kings and queens, because the God consciousness inside of us is not a pauper. It's not a killjoy. It wants you to have everything. So that's why we say, I really want to have such and such, but then something sweeps over us, the collective consciousness of all of humanity, perhaps. So we really have to protect ourselves from that. So maybe you've stumbled across Dr. Pillai's teachings for that reason, is that you want to find a way out. Not that you're going to take your life. It's you got to find a way out of the mosh pit of everything that is happening. And so you don't want to get caught up in all of it. You want to use your time, your energy, your resources, your money wisely. You want to be able to tap in to some other higher intelligence and then tune in or attune to that intelligence. And right now there's a cosmic event that's coming up, which is called 6 days of Muruga, or Skanda, which is a name for a Muruga. And then Shasti is the number 6. So Skanda Shasti, 6 days it takes to enliven the chakras, the psycho-spiritual centers within you, so that when you're aligned, all that energy is aligned and there is nothing clouding it, there's nothing blocking it. Then you're living from the third eye, and then you're in that divine state of being where you can see everything and you are aligned with the cosmic event that happens at this time of the year. And why? Well, just look around. Do we need it? Yes, COVID. People are fighting. Wars are going on. Too many wars are going on. And yet we're so intelligent. So there's something that's not right with this picture. And perhaps that's why you're here. You are here to find out. I've got to find a way out of this mosh pit of energy. And the way out is the way in. So when we activate the 6 chakras, starting at the base of the spine, the first chakra, root chakra, is the Muladhara in Sanskrit. The second chakra is the 6th center. And it's just above that, below the navel. And it is a place of creation. And then it is also called Swasthana in Sanskrit. Then the third chakra is the chakra at the navel, Manipura, or navel chakra. And then at the heart center, Anahata, or the 4th chakra. Then up to the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra, or Vishuddha chakra in Sanskrit. And then finally we get up to the middle of the brain, the third eye, where we're just going to pop it open. And that is called the Ajna, or third eye chakra. So those chakras, they're stacked up on top of the backbone, the spine, in the subtle body. So they're aligned with our backbone. However, they're in an energy or subtle body. So we want to go beyond this physical. As Dr. Pillai says, why we break the bread is in Christianity. Jesus broke the bread, and it had tremendous symbolic meaning in that we got to break open this body, this physical limited state of being, and get into the chakras. And then we will know God. Then we can transcend this body, mind, and soul. And we don't have to die. We don't have to suffer anymore. So Lord Muruga is the god of the third eye. He gets you up there, and he keeps you up there, and he keeps you alert. So you have a divine Wi-Fi connection with your new BFF, your best friend forever. And he is the commander-in-chief of the Pleiades, the Pleiadian star constellation, which now the Earth plane is hurling through space, and we're aligned with that energy. So the Pleiadian is a consciousness. Pleiadian consciousness is a healing consciousness. It's a healing energy. So we need it right now. We can't keep going on in the way in which we have been. We're trying to evolve. We're saying, hey, the golden age is here. Wow, we're going through all this healing energy. But why are we killing ourselves in the process? Why are we destroying others? Even if we were not dropping bombs, we're certainly not being very cooperative or collaborative or living in harmony. We're always complaining and always bickering and fighting. That's the nature of the Earth plane. So we need to change it. It needs to shift. Just ask a kid. They're not too far from heaven, and they will just go, why can't we all get along? Why do people fight? Why are there wars? Why can't we just live in peace? Why can't everybody have food, clothing, shelter, medicine, clean water? The kids are right from heaven, not too long, only a few years. And out of the mouths of babes come the purity, the message of the divine. So we don't have to die. Just listen to your own inner child, perhaps, who didn't know anything, and yet it knew everything. So get back to that, where we're going to unlearn all this stuff that we have been exposed to, that is just helping us to navigate, to go here, there, but it's not helping us to evolve truly, to know the truth of who we are, the wisdom, which is beyond right and wrong. It's not that you're going to negate it or disrespect that there are laws about living a right way and a not so right way. And you have to also rise above that. So we want to come up to rise above it, not think about it and not philosophize about it. We want to feel it. So stumbling across Dr. Pillai's teachings, perhaps your soul has said to Dr. Pillai, okay, I'm ready. And that's what we're going to do today and for the following days up until the 20th of November, all throughout Skanda Shasti, which is the 15th of November to the 20th of November. And Dr. Pillai is going to be doing an initiation for all those 6 days. So there will be a special course for those people who want to participate in that initiation process, which will be out of this world, and you will be too, which is where you want to go and have your both feet on the ground while you're doing it. So a lot of people get on a spiritual path and then they forget about the world. They forget about, oh, geez, I've got to make some money and put some bread on the table. So there's an imbalance. So if you've come across Dr. Pillai's teachings, he's all about living the 200% life, which is 100% spiritual. Get on your spiritual path, put it into your everyday life, like brushing your teeth. You want to have good teeth health? You brush your teeth. You eat right. You sleep. You take healthy steps. And then on your spiritual path, you want to do the same thing, is create that healthy energy coming in, activating these psycho-spiritual centers that keep you in harmony, even when there is so much disharmony that you could get sucked into that vortex so readily and easily, and you forget what your true purpose is. So collectively, if we could do that, all around the world, we could create a network to call in the divine beings. Whether you believe it or not, it is an intelligence. It's a super high intelligence. We have to prepare our bodies because it's like the intelligence of millions of suns. Geez, if we're out in the sun, our sun, we only have one sun here on the earth plane that we are revolving around. And if we're out in it too long, we'll be burnt to a crisp. We'll be like barbecue. So millions of suns, light and intelligence comes through Muruga. And the image of Muruga that we're going to impress upon ourselves or implement into our daily lives and implement into us to activate the chakras. If you imagine this veil or well in Tamil, it is spelled VEL. And it is a lance or a spear. And what it does is it reminds us that we have to be spiritual warriors to fight the battles. So if your chakras are aligned along this shaft of the veil, and then the head of the veil is your midbrain. And the midbrain is where the third eye is. So this is the area here where once all the energy comes up, it will start to disperse that energy that is no longer serving us. So mantra practice protects the mind from being bombarded by negativity. And that's what we're here to do, is chant and meditate and open up the third eye with this image of the veil, which is not just an image. It's not just something to have and say, oh, this is cool. It is a psycho-spiritual weapon. As Dr. Pillai says, it's a psychic weapon. So you don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to jab the air and hope that you're piercing these dark forces. You can just imagine it being inside. And if you have a veil, we'll talk about what to do to keep it energized and you can keep connecting with this energy. So the veil is Muruga himself. So you imagine the veil getting in each of the chakras, going up to the third eye, and Muruga is unlocking the secrets to your higher self, your ability to connect with him. So this image of the veil has many different meanings and different actions or qualities. It represents omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, which is Om. And then Om is also God consciousness. So it's our soul's birthright to realize God, not just thinking about it or listening to stories. You got to feel it. You got to be it. And then you got to see it in your life. So you got to feel it. You got to be it. You got to see it. It feels like a cheer. All right. So we want to bring it up, to bring up that energy, to uplift us, to help us to come out of our funky state, our confused state. I don't know what to manifest. I don't know what to believe in anymore. Why are my relationships so bad? Why was I born into this family? Why doesn't anyone get along? Why was I born in this city, country? So this is what happens. We just go round and round, and we contribute to the mosh pit, complaining either internally or outside to someone who will listen and get engaged. And then you can just keep doing it. And then you wonder why you can't come out of your harms and hurdles. You just covered yourself up with a bunch of muck. So we have to unlearn all that. We have to undo it and then bring in wisdom. So we don't think wisdom. This is wisdom. So the veil is also wisdom. It will put you in the right place, the right frame of mind, the right emotion in that moment. And it will keep you protected from any negative forces that are trying to come in and bombard you. And how will you know? Well, you kind of feel sick in your throat. The karma is so strong in the throat. In fact, the karma is where the throat gets stuck. And it makes sense because then it can't come, the energy can't come up to the third eye. So everything comes up, but then you speak something, and then it's like you either say the right thing or you don't say it. And that creates this karmic kickback. And then you're just stuck. You can't pull back your words. You can't. And even if you are holding back, you can't swallow it because it just makes it your stomach to be sick, and then that's where the gut feeling is. That's where the creative energy is, in your gut, not in your head. So intuition, you're into it. Your gut feeling says, do this and it'll be fabulous. So you go ahead and do it. And then your gut says, do this, and you don't do it, and it's not fabulous. So we're always listening to our gut and bringing that energy up, so that we do speak in the right moment. We do say what we need to say. We need to be those leaders in our lives, not taking a back seat anymore. And it's not that you're going to be on a bandwagon or rule a country. Maybe some of you will. But it's you're going to live your karma. You're going to learn your lessons in life, this lifetime, and you're going to do it with grace and ease because you wanted this karma. Most people say, I don't want this karma. You only say it now, but when you were a little soul in heaven and said, yeah, that sounds like a good adventure. And then you got here and went, oh, wow. But the good news is you've come across some really fabulous teachings, and they're all universal teachings, and they are spiritual teachings giving you the tools to unlock the secrets at this point in time. Being on this adventure with Dr. Pillai in these 20 days is to awaken the Muruga consciousness inside of you. So Muruga itself is a name for Lord Muruga. The Murugaya is the mantra for Muruga. That's his name. And then Muruga means beauty. So beauty of the body, beauty of the mind, beauty of the soul, beauty of your life. Most of us think our life is ugly. We're ugly. We don't have enough. We're not good enough. We're not skilled enough. There's not enough. So being the God of the third eye, he says, hey, enough of that. The energy is up here now. The energy down below in the lower chakras, if you're on the negative side of them, creates survival anxiety. And that's what pulls us down or makes us to feel stuck. So think of this as a spiritual science, a neurological science, where your nervous system is telling you, hey, go do this, activate your energy, and then get going in this direction. And sometimes you won't know, oh my God, why did I turn this way? Or why did I do this? Or why did that happen? And you're just like, oh, because something better came out of it. And we've all had those experiences. So when we open ourselves up to Lord Muruga, he will unlock the secrets. So you're firing on all cylinders. You're ready to go. You're a rocket ship blasting off into the space, and you're going up into the realm of these divine beings who will support you. So we need to be energized. We need to have that, the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai to help to guide us, because it's very intense. So not that we want to scare anybody off, but just be prepared when you're doing this chanting practice, this meditation. You're going to hear Dr. Pillai's voice. You might pass out. If you do, set your alarm, come back. If you are sitting up and you're all eager and all of a sudden you're all sleepy and you pass out, be careful. Make sure that you can land okay. Some people have fallen off their chairs or fallen off the couches and they kind of laugh, but it can be dangerous. So we just give that heads up to people. And then the last thing I want to do is to share about how you can prepare to receive Lord Muruga. Because why call on him if he doesn't have anything to do? Pray for something right now. Set your intention. Whether you say it to yourself, say it out loud, or whether you write it on the chat. Some people do write it, their prayer or intention on the chat. Some people write it on a piece of paper and then just put it off to the side and immerse yourself in Lord Muruga, in Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings that will unlock the secrets of Lord Muruga getting into you. So we need the teacher to guide us so that we're in the right place and we're aligned. And he's saying, yeah. They're doing their best. They've committed to this. So let's get the energy in. X marks the spot. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be changing the camera here so that you will see the altar behind me, the different images. You'll see Dr. Pillai. You'll see the statues of Lord Muruga. That you can, if you have your eyes closed while you're chanting or meditating, you can open them every now and then and align with the energy, or realign with the energy. So we'll call on Ganesha, Lord Muruga's brother, to remove the obstacles. He also is the god of the lower chakras who opens up the floodgates of the kundalini so the goddess energy can move up and clear all the chakras. He also gives us ways, shows us ways to experience success. So this is the way. You've got your prayer, you've got your intention, just let it go, and then we will ask these divine beings to manifest our prayers. And we will just let them do it. But we will energize ourselves so we can align with their energy. We'll tune in like a divine Wi-Fi connection. So your eyes are closed. You're putting your attention internally. You're focusing on the base of the spine. You're also focusing on the legs, and imagine a reddish orangish light pouring down the legs into the feet, into the earth. Through the soles of the feet, this reddish orangish light pours down, even into the core of the earth. It goes so fast. It's so intelligent. It will just do it instantaneously. Visualize an elephant-headed being. He has a pot belly and he rides a mouse, or just stick with the red light. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine your backbone as the shaft of the veil, the spear of Lord Muruga. And the middle of your brain is the head of the veil. The tip of the veil pierces the top of the skull. The veil has the energy, intelligence of millions of suns, light, heat, radiance, intelligence, dispelling all darkness, ignorance, suffering of all kinds, and enlivening each of the chakras with Muruga's grace and blessings. We'll call on Dr. Pillai to reveal himself in a light body form, or a form you're familiar with. Radiating out of Dr. Pillai is a spiritual transmission, or darshan. It gets into every pore of your skin, from head to toe, and then goes deeper into your subtle body, into the chakra system. Two beams of light enter your eyes, piercing them, setting them on fire. With the light, the spiritual transmission to diffuse your stubborn karma that you get stuck seeing every day, day in, day out. You see it. Diffuse it with the light in the eyes. Two beams of light enter either ear, piercing the eardrums, lighting up the inside of your head. The brain lights up. The third eye lights up. Your face even lights up with the heat of this light. Two beams of light shoot up either nostril, piercing the pituitary, the spot between your two eyebrows, on your forehead, just above the bridge of your nose. A beam of light enters your mouth, pierces your tongue, lights up the tip of the tongue, middle of the tongue, back of the tongue, and now the throat, where the stubborn karma is. Diffuse it with the light, rolling in the tongue and in the back of the throat. A beam of light enters the spot between your two eyebrows, just above, about an inch above that, your pineal gland, third eye. Disperses the light throughout the whole brain. And finally, a beam of light pierces the top of your skull from above, enters your brain, lights it up, lights the whole body up. Om Dram Tattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Make a prayer to Dr. Pillai to enliven your body, your mind, your soul to receive the blessings of Lord Muruga through this chanting and meditation process, implanting the veil in every chakra. And beginning at the base of the spine, the Muladhara, or the root chakra, the first chakra. Imagine Lord Muruga entering that chakra as the veil, lighting up the first chakra, clearing out all the negative forces. They're scurrying away. Allow the light to take over the first chakra. And listen to the sounds of Dr. Pillai, focusing on the root chakra.
Om Murugaya Namaha. 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 Om Murugaya Namaha.
Allow the light of the veil and Muruga's vibration disperse any negative congested energies out of the root chakra, the Muladhara, at the base of the spine. Fill it with light. Allow it to expand. And move up now to the second chakra. Fill it with light. Put the veil inside. The sixth center, or Swasithana in Sanskrit. Allow Muruga to activate the veil inside the second chakra. Allow your intuition to take you there. Trust in it. Receive the sounds, chant out loud, chant internally, meditate as you wish. In the second chakra.
Om Murugaya Namaha. 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 Om Murugaya Namaha.
And feel the energy leaving the second chakra that is no longer serving you. And feel the energy of Muruga in the veil, in your second chakra, empowering your ability to create a fabulous life. The negative forces are cleared out of the second chakra and it's filled with light. Now moving up to the navel center, or Manipura in Sanskrit, third chakra. We're going to chant along or meditate, listen to Dr. Pillai as you wish, to clear out the negative forces with the image of the veil and the sound and vibrations and the light. Focus your attention on the third chakra at the navel center.
Om Murugaya Namaha. 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 Om Murugaya Namaha.
Release anything that is no longer serving you. All the negative forces are cleared in your third chakra. It's filled with light and the grace and energy of Lord Muruga. Move up to the fourth chakra, the heart center, or Anahata, in the middle of your chest, and bring the light, the image of the veil, the energy of Lord Muruga, clearing out any emotional pain or suffering or memories of unfulfilled desires being released in the heart center.
Om Murugaya Namaha. 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 Namaha. Om Murugaya 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 Namaha.
Feel the energy that is no longer serving you being released from the heart center. It's filled with light, the veil, Lord Muruga's grace, his blessings, his protection, his healing energy. The negative forces are cleared. Moving up to the throat center, or Vishuddha chakra, which is the 5th chakra. Allow the veil to destroy stubborn karma just with the presence of the veil. Imagine it, put the image of the veil in your throat. Muruga enlivens the veil. Absorb the vibrations of Dr. Pillai, awakening Muruga's consciousness, the veil inside the throat, destroying the karma that is no longer serving you.
Om Murugaya Namaha. 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 Om Murugaya Namaha.
Release anything that is no longer serving you. The stubborn karma gets released from the throat chakra, filling it with the light, the intensity of the veil, the energy of Lord Muruga, the blessings from Dr. Pillai to relieve yourself of stubborn karma. Now moving up to the 6th chakra in the 3rd eye, the spot between your 2 eyes, on the forehead that corresponds to the middle of your brain. The pituitary, the pineal glands get activated in the subtle body, awakening you to higher states, your highest self, your highest realization as you've traveled up the chakras to the highest point that you can to reach the divine beings. Fill it with light, fill it with the veil, fill it with Lord Muruga, fill it with the sound vibrations from Dr. Pillai, chanting the name.
Murugaya namaha. Om 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 Murugaya namaha.
Keep focusing on the third eye, the middle of your brain. Allow Dr. Pillai's voice guiding you to go deeper into the veil in the third eye, in the middle of your brain. Lord Muruga's energy is there. Keep your focus for 108 repetitions of his name. And only think of his name, only chant internally or out aloud. Or meditating. Allow yourself to go deep in your third eye and stay there.
Om Murugaya namaha. 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 Om Murugaya Murugaya Namaha. Om 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 Murugaya नमः ॐ मुरुगाय 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 नमः ॐ Murugaya Namaha. Om 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 Murugaya Namaha.
Slowly, slowly let go of the process. You can keep your eyes closed or you can open them gently when you're ready. Take notice or observe what's happening with your thoughts the energy you're feeling in your body, perhaps in specific chakras, the emotions or thoughts around those chakras, the memories that have come up to be released. Perhaps you observed an image of Lord Muruga, the veil, Dr. Pillai, a divine being who came and energetically whispered in your ear resolution to your problem or problems. So take notice, observe what you're thinking, feeling in your body, in your mind, your emotions, energetic body, your spiritual body, all around you. And as you're coming back, make a prayer of gratitude to Dr. Pillai for guiding your soul to unlock the secrets of Lord Muruga, the veil, the chakra system, activating the kundalini energy, awakening the third eye, preparing it. It's a process of preparation, such when the Lord comes, it won't be such a shock. You'll be ready to receive the blessings, to remove your karma, stubborn, ego-driven desires that are causing suffering and pain again and again and again. We can't stop ourselves. The energy of the veil, Lord Muruga, will bring you all kinds of wonderful manifestations and unstick you from the illusion that you are not able to. You are God, and this is the way to unlock the secrets of God through the veil, Muruga, Dr. Pillai. And finally, you can pray for your family, your friends, so on, your country. We pray for harmony and peace in the US as this election is going on. We pray for the divine to intervene and bring us all to a new state of awareness, of evolution, of ways of being that we have only been dreaming about. It's our birthright to bring heaven to the earth plane. So let's ask the divine, offering this practice to the divine to bring in food, clothing, shelter, medicine, education, clean water, people to love one another as the divine loves one another. That's our birthright. We just have to align with it. And then as you're coming out, make a prayer to Dr. Pillai for taking you through this journey. To uplift your body, mind, and soul to a whole new level today. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Okay. Hello. Thanks so much for joining those of you who need to go. It's been a pleasure to be of service and support. Again, there's so much energy coming in. So thanks for creating or co-creating this collective space where we can feel the grace and blessings of Lord Muruga, Dr. Pillai, guiding us internally to experience peace and prosperity, enlightenment inside of ourselves first before we project that outside and see it in the world. Beyond what is happening in this world. That's a reality, but we can go beyond it. We can pierce through it with the veil, with Lord Muruga's grace, with Dr. Pillai guiding our souls. So thank you again. And we'll see you tomorrow, same time. And we will open up the chat, or I'll take a look at the chat and see what people have to share. It's so fabulous when people share, because we are engaging in a conversation that is beyond what maybe conversations are going on right now in the world. So that might be a little bit of a drag on our being. So it's nice to have a time out and fill up with divinity. So I'm looking at the chat, and we have people's expressions of gratitude, which is really wonderful. And it is through the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. We're just here to go along for the ride. We're in the journey of higher consciousness. So we're navigating, we're trying to find a way to be in this world and not of it. We can always tap into the spiritual realms with grace and ease, bring that intelligence, that love, that upliftment, that energy, that empowerment into the space of who we are, who we're hanging out with, and so on. And pray for others. Dr. Pillai says, you don't know what you just did. But everyone from around the world, collectively, we're holding etheric hands and we are creating a network of networkers, spiritual networkers, who then can call on Lord Muruga, come, this is where we need you. Light all the places up around the world. And then collectively, we'll just be sparkling with his energy, his grace, his blessings, protection. So he protects us from enemies of the body, mind, spirit, also our own internal enemies. We sabotage ourselves by saying, well, I don't know if it can happen. I'm not good enough. I'm not whatever enough. So the divine will crush that, because it's a memory in the chakras. They're psycho-spiritual centers. So our psychology is connected to the spiritual energy that we carry from lifetime to lifetime. And it's in these chakra systems. So if you think of it as spiritual mechanics or engineering, that's what we're designed for, is to unlock the secrets of those chakras, bring in these divine archetypes who are part of the spiritual realm, and they need to get into us through these mystical beings, such as Dr. Pillai, who has the grace and blessings to guide us at any given point in time. This is what you need to do next. So Dr. Pillai is so happy that we are doing these chanting sessions. So please keep coming, invite your friends, family members, just share the links and see if they come. You don't have to drag them or talk them into it. Just, you can invite, and that's it, leave it. And you don't even have to discuss it thereafter, because the divine might just urge you to go do that. You might feel this inner urge. Hey, I got to go share this with somebody who's really suffering. Whether they want to or not, it doesn't matter to me. So that's how we all get invited. We all have our stories of how we stumbled across Dr. Pillai's teachings. For me, Lord Muruga was the first archetype that I was introduced to in India when I went many, many, many years ago. And I just thought, what is this? And I was at this temple. There was this tremendous statue. It was in Swami Malai. And this is the image of Lord Muruga, as he's like this battler. He just will root out any negative congested energy. And he's the son of Lord Shiva. And he becomes the teacher of Lord Shiva. So that was my experience where, whoa, we all have this birthright to be teaching ourselves how to come out of our harms and hurdles. We don't have to look too far to get the blessings. The teacher will be there on the outside, but the teaching really is on the inside. And so we commune with the teacher on the inside. That's why they call guru, means the light within, the dispeller of darkness within. And then you have a master who will help you to unlock the secrets of yourself. That's a true master. They don't do it for you. Nobody saves you. You save yourself. You save your time, your energy, your resources, because time just goes by and we waste so much of it. hoping that this will work out, hoping this time, this relationship, that finances, it comes and goes, health comes and goes. So Lord Muruga is the god of the third eye. He also is a healing energy. So he will heal the relationships. He will heal your stubborn financial karma, the problems you find yourself in all the time. He gets rid of debts. So, pour water, milk, or juice on the veil every day. Doesn't matter when you do it. Maybe after you take a shower, that's kind of nice. You're freshening up. And then you can just simply pour the water, juice, milk on the veil. And then you can chant the name or listen to Dr. Pillai's voice chanting it. In fact, play this meditation again and again. You can listen to this recording or any of the recordings. If you missed a day, just go and listen to it. Fast forward it to the chanting session, and you will be tapping into the energy of everyone who participated. So it's eternal. It's like a snapshot. You've got it. The recording is there. So the energy will be there, and then you can catch up quickly when you do have time. So, and then you can listen to the discussions, because there's always great questions that people ask. So we will give them guidance and how to navigate the different services that are offered through Skanda Shasti. Dr. Pillai said he doesn't want to do a new initiation, and Lord Muruga bonked him and said, yes, you are going to. We need it the most now. So he just made Dr. Pillai to commit to that, in which he's so happy. Dr. Pillai is so happy to do it, because it means that there are people like you and I who are ready. We really want to evolve to the next stage of our evolution, which is to have miracle consciousness in every aspect of our life. So never mind about debts or karma. When with the blessings of Lord Muruga, you get out of that some way. Somehow he helps you to find a way out. So, and that's what we all want. We don't want somebody to do it for us in life. We want to do it ourselves. We want to know and experience that, yes, we made the money that we made. We have a beautiful relationship. Lord Muruga will heal your relationships, or he will separate you from dysfunctional relationships, and you will be at peace with it. So you don't have to be in conflict or guilt or just spinning your wheels trying to figure it out. So he will do things really quickly, and you will know, because your energy of your chakra system will be aligned with that. So lots of messages that I will share here now that people have been posting. We can do all day to get results. Yes, you can. So chanting or listening to the mantra, even if you listen to it on low volume, like 1 on your phone or your computer, and you just have it playing repeatedly. You put it on a loop, and then it just plays for all these days. And you just dedicate a room in your house or a place that is for you, and then you don't even have to hear it. The volume doesn't have to be up high. The vibration will be there. And then when you can sit down and chant along with it. It only takes about 11 minutes to chant 108 times. Wow. You can put it into your chakras. We put it in 18 times into each chakra. So that's 6 times 18 is 108. And then you can do 108 in the third eye if you have some more time, or as many as you want. So what we're trying to do is prepare ourselves to get out in life and to experience a whole new way of seeing life and moving through life with this energy, these psycho-spiritual centers, chakras in our body, lifting the energy up. So no one has to do it. You don't have to ratchet your brain to figure it out. You just move the energy up with the blessings of Lord Muruga, with your veil. And then if you don't have a veil, you can get an image of one, maybe take a picture, or you can just, Google a picture. There are pictures of it, of the images on Pillai Center, Ashraved. And you can choose a picture of Lord Muruga. He always has a veil. So you can have that. And then you can, maybe offer a light to it, a lamp or a ghee lamp, or like a, tea light, or any candlelight, you can do that, and just gaze into the image of the veil, and then imagine it unlocking the veils inside of each of your chakras. You can be listening to the chant as you're doing that, and it doesn't take too long, 11 minutes, and you're a different person. So, and then if you continue to do this after these 20 days, my goodness, it takes 21 days actually to change a behavior from, a negative thinking pattern to something that's positive. And we can't think our way through that process. When we do it, when we take action, then it just gets done. And all of a sudden, the 21st day, 22nd day, 23rd day, and so on, you're going, wow, I used to be so upset about stuff that happened, and I'm not even triggered by that, because the energy will remove that from you. You won't be drawn into it. It will be there. It's no biggie. You just carry on, keep calm, carry on, bring it on. That's what I said to someone today. They're saying, oh, I got to see how the election goes. And I said, well, all we can do is pray for divine intervention. And truly, I mean that, because I don't know what's going to happen. And it's whatever is happening to our friends in the US happens to all of us at the level of the soul. So we're all praying for peace and prosperity, enlightenment for all, the end of this struggle, the suffering. And if we ask the divine to intervene, even if we are not part of that geographical location, we can just pray, because it's going to impact all of us, the economy, politics, and so on. So we are one world family. We all got to try to get along. And, the divine has to come and intervene, just like parents would have to, do a pattern interrupt. All right, you go this way, you go that way. Just chillax, chill out. And at this age and stage of our lives and our spiritual lives, we want to live that maturity. And it's not something that is right or wrong. It's just some other intelligence has to be there, because our education system is only taking us to a certain level of knowledge. And yet people who are highly educated, not all, I'm just saying in general, people who are highly educated, like myself, we totally mess up all the time. So collectively, if we're all doing that, regardless of our education, it's not helping us. So we want to get to that purity of the mind, the body, the soul, like some people have been sharing. It's been so wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm feeling the bliss. So, and feeling a Muruga's, Lulu is saying here, thank you so much, Muruga, Babaji, Suchita, and Donna. Amazing light experience. Radha's here, actually. Maybe Donna's here, but Radha's here on Pillai Center Practice. So thanks. Shouting out to Radha for supporting everybody. Evelyn is saying that she wants to sign up. I need a fast answer to help me decide what to do to sign up. So there are different options that you can register for. Dr. Pillai, again, is going to be doing live in 2020 from the 15th of November to the 20th of November, 6 nights of initiating people. Whoever wants to pay for that service, they can jump into that. Go read about it on Pillai Center, and perhaps someone will be able to post it, the link here on the chat, or maybe scroll up the chat and it'll be there. And so that is new, because Dr. Pillai had no intentions of doing it, but he's been commissioned by Lord Muruga, do this. Enough people are ready for it. So the master is going to be there, and when the student is ready, then the master appears, and vice versa. So the master is here and the student will appear. Who is ready to fill up the cup is going to be totally up to you. And how you're going to decide is you're going to go in and you're going to put the veils inside of you, and then you call on Lord Muruga. You ask him, which one can I do? And then be practical. Check your budget. Don't go crazy, because we have all these free things too. If it's really a stretch and you're going to go tap into your bill money, to pay your bills, don't do that. You pay your bills, you do your living, and then you can do the spiritual practice. If money comes out of nowhere, then you could, which happens to a lot of people. They really, really, really want to participate in the paid services, the initiations, and so on. And then all of a sudden the money comes and wow, okay, I better do this, because it wasn't there before. So be ready for your heart's desire to be really fulfilled and align with Lord Muruga's grace and blessings. And if there's a will, there's a way. So it's up to you. I can't make that decision. No one can. Even Dr. Pillai wouldn't make a decision for you. He would say, oh, should I do this one? Should I do that one? He would go, you have to decide. You just light the candle, maybe offer a raisin or some water or incense, flower, something to honor all the different elements. So earth is food, water is water, obviously. Fire is the light, the ghee lamp or a candle, and then the incense is air, and the flower is the space, the kosh. So flower is like an ancient text message. That's in ancient times. The flowers have the ability to take our prayers to heaven. So right now we have our smartphones that can just send a text immediately. So do it with the flowers, and then you are getting that immediate connection to the divine. So honoring those, beings who are like us, they're made up of 5 elements, only very, very subtle. We're made up of 5 elements as well. And then the earth, water, fire, air, and space, they correspond to the chakras. So it seems to be so simple, and yet we get so convoluted. We go here, we go there. So we want to just keep encouraging people to stick with the teachings as best they can and as per their budget. But there's so much for everybody. So Dr. Pillai has said, make sure that there's a little bit for everyone. So in that little bit, there's a lot. Just imagine who you're going to be after these 20 days. Oh my God. And then what's going to happen in your life? If you keep setting your intention, that's going to happen. So because we're going to push through that habit of saying it's never going to happen, we're going to push through that. And then the divine will say, well, what do you want to happen? And if we've thought about something all along, then we will realize that. So if you need to reach out to someone, you send an email to office@pillaiCenter.com. and keep sending it until they respond. And even if you send 10, send them. If you're in put urgent in the subject line. So great. Radha has posted from Pillai Center Practice. That highlighted yellow Pillai Center Practice is Radha. And she is sharing about Muruga Immersion Program, which is a course that was an initiation into Lord Muruga in 2018. And Dr. Pillai said, hey, make that available and get a teacher to teach it, to guide people through it. So Swami Nivali, who's a Pillai Center teacher, Vedic astrologer, and myself will be alternating those days, those nights actually, and taking people through the Muruga Immersion course. So if you're a member already, you took it in 2018 or since then as an evergreen program, it's through Pillai Center Academy, then you can also jump on those live calls. So you've already paid for it, then jump on the live calls, and then that's something that you can do to honor Lord Muruga, because this is the time for him. It's like when you go to a wedding or you go to someone's convocation or baptism or whatever it is, the party. And that's the time that everyone's going to be there and celebrating. So we're celebrating this light warrior, this spiritual warrior who wants to bring in the light into the earth plane and dispel the ignorance and the suffering. And we will see it after the Skanda Shasti. Observe what's happening in the world, and you will see that the light has won over the dark forces. It will manifest in different ways. Hopefully COVID will be gone. That is what he kills, diseases. So he kills the virus. And then you feel protected as well. So a lot of people are fearful and upset and don't trust, and they get discouraged. So he brings courage and trust back and helps you to stay uplifted and, be safe, but don't be in fear. It's a big difference. Bhavani is saying, excited for another initiation of Lord Muruga after the goddess program. Dr. Pillai is my guru. That's beautiful. And that's what he does. He takes you step by step. And if you go like I did 25 years ago when I met him, he just said, there was a very small group of us. And he just put in a lot of light in those dark times. We didn't even have internet back then, or barely. And, we would go, I would jump in the car from Toronto in the middle of the night, and I would just go and get to Queens or to Connecticut or Pittsburgh, wherever he was. From Toronto, I'd drive with my buddies, and we get there and just in time for the class to start at 9 a.m. And then he would just blow us up with all this energy. And then some people left. They never came back. And then others like myself, we stayed because he said, if you follow these teachings, I promise you. And he put this big smile on his face and he said, your life will be adventurous. And for me, he got me on that. I just went, oh yeah, I want an adventurous life, because money comes and goes, relationships come and go, families all over the place now. They're in different countries. So they can't, nothing is stable. And it hasn't been for all these years. However, the stability has come from within. And every time a new celebration comes around, and we're on this journey with Dr. Pillai, he just makes it, it's like you have the cake and then you have the icing on the cake and then the cherry on top of the icing, and then you got the whipped cream and you got sprinkles and you got chocolate shavings, and you're just like, how can the next one be even better? And it is always. So, and how we know we're also evolving is we're very steady. So faith isn't something that you think about. It's that steadiness inside of you, no matter what is happening, no matter how sick you get, or the money in the bank comes and goes because there's an emergency that you need to use your resources. People lose their jobs, they get jobs. So life is always going to throw us these curveballs, and how we are being in it is through our practice. And so Dr. Pillai taking us into a new initiation, a new level of understanding who Lord Muruga is inside of us. Then God is not some mythological character out there anymore. It's inside, and we can relate to that now. We can tune in. Just like when we go to an airport, or you go somewhere that doesn't have great Wi-Fi connection, you're kind of like running all over the place, and you're like, come on, I got to get a good clear signal. Once you get that signal, take off, you're in the air. So other people saying here, Naisha saying, well, is there going to be Muruga mantra which we will listen to here on YouTube? Yeah, you just listen to it. This is what it is. And there are tons of Muruga mantras that Dr. Pillai has given out, especially on the veil. So there's Tamil versions of it as well. So you can go on to Pillai Center YouTube and Google, or search for Dr. Pillai, Muruga teachings, or veil teachings, mantras, videos. So that's also free. Somebody is saying here, SG is saying, does Sucharita have a past life connection to Dr. Pillai? Seems like a special bond. Everybody does. If you're here, you do. You guys are smarter. It didn't take you so long. It took me a long, long time. So you're here now, meaning that why are you here? There's something inside of you that says, I got to get this knowledge, this intelligence. And that's what a guru is. It's very intimate. It's inside of you. How do you know what's inside of you besides all the other stuff? So you're all special. Everybody's special. Even people who aren't going to study with Dr. Pillai, or they come and go, or people who don't even know about him. Because people around the world who are evolved souls, like Dr. Pillai said, you don't know what this chanting session just did. We don't. So you all have a special relationship to this divine being, which is awakening the divine being inside of you. And we have to have that, because otherwise we'll be groping in the dark. We will just be with ourselves or with people who aren't very aware or conscious of what's going on. Not to say that you're better or worse off. It's just your evolution. So you're special too. Hope Babaji speaks about autistic kids and blessings they bring. There's so much misunderstanding in the world. Bhavani, yeah, it's interesting. I have a special needs niece, and a couple of them actually too. And it's they're beautiful beings. They can't really speak, and they they have physical disabilities as well as delays mentally, and they are just so divine, and they are misunderstood. However, I think now, at least with the families, and our family, and then people who know them, they're treated like angels. So I think that most autistic kids or special needs kids are here. They're coming into the earth plane for us to dive into levels of compassion that we didn't even know we could access, and to not judge. Like, how do we not judge? We're always, good, bad, right, wrong. So being with these kids and adults as well, and you just are with them, and they teach us about true grace, compassion, levels of that energy that we would never imagine ourselves to go to. So the divine is always taking care of us. And then these people, like Dr. Pillai says, you don't know. God is in everybody. You gotta see the twinkle in the eye. And how you will see it is when that twinkle is in your own eye. And then that energy is coming up. So phonemic intelligence, Tripura Foundation, maybe Radha, you can pop that on those two URLs for people to explore, especially kids, people who have special needs, kids, or people who have adults with special needs, people who are depressed. You can do phonemic intelligence. It takes 2 minutes. It's a technique that your whole brain lights up and you feel so aligned. And I used to do that to my nieces. I would just whisper the sounds in their ears when they were babies. And the parents were, in the state in which they were very confused, and why is this happening? And I would just whisper the sounds as I was holding and rocking them, and continue to do that. They don't know, because they're just simple syllables, and it's intelligence. So that's Muruga too. He will give you the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time, getting the right intelligence, the right education. So if you make intelligence, go on to Tripura Foundation. If you want to participate in a higher intelligence, you can go and help other people who need it the most, and you will see what happens. I don't want to give it away. Well, maybe I will. Whenever you're feeling low or you're feeling yucky, and this is what we've been experiencing, lots of us, regardless if you've been studying with Dr. Pillai for a minute or for many, many years, whenever you're invited, this is an invitation. And it's also a spiritual practice. When you feel low or you feel angry or you feel upset, just go to Tripura Foundation. Do the minimum, whatever. Maybe you will be compelled to give to the elderly. There's some projects for the elderly, for kids who are studying phonemic intelligence and bringing that technology to their lives and to their families. The whole communities are shifting and evolving from very impoverished and problematic, a lot of addictions. They're all coming out of all that, where they wouldn't have a hope. So the hope centers are that which help the kids to evolve, gives them a technique, a technology to do. So that's the technology that you can do, is just go and support whatever it is that you're drawn to do, and then go away from it and feel what you feel. You'll be shaking. You will feel the divine immediately getting into you and just releasing anything. So anything that Dr. Pillai does, it's a spiritual tool. It's not just something to go, hey, yeah, that feels good. No, it's unlocking compassion to new levels of understanding, just like Lord Muruga. He's such a compassionate being. He wants us to align our chakras. He doesn't want us to have to think too hard anymore, because we can't figure it out. It's so unclear about what's happening in our life and in the world. We need to navigate from an internal eye, and that's the third eye. Thanks so much, Radha's posted Tripura Foundation and Phonemic Intelligence. Awesome. Are the programs all ready for people to sign up, or are there more changes, modifications? Lulu Light, please send your email to office@PillaiCenter.com. And Dr. Pillai, he's seeing that you guys are really thirsty for this knowledge, so he wants it to be just right for you. So please be patient if you don't see it in a way that is being presented to you. So if you don't understand, then go send your email and put urgent office@PillaiCenter.com and ask what you want. Ask if you need clarity around any of the programs. You got to do your homework though. You can't just go rambling and people won't know how to respond to you. So whatever course it is, you ask specific to that course, and then they will be able to help you to navigate it that much faster and make your choice. But again, nobody's going to make your choice for you. You've got to do your homework. You got to look at it and see what resonates with you. So there are services that are fire labs, and they're doing lots of different things in the temples. And as I've mentioned in the past 3 days, I've been so excited about the Kukata Homa. Kukata is rooster, and rooster is associated with Lord Muruga. He gets rid of a lot of negative forces. So evil eye, people who are jealous, maybe you're jealous, maybe there's just this thing that goes on knowingly or unknowingly, and you just feel like you're under attack all the time. You don't feel like you can move freely. That's what Kukatahoma is. It's like the rooster cawing and getting rid of the forces that are from the nighttime to the daytime. The sun is coming out. So you want to feel that energy inside of you all the time. So Kukata is a really good one to do if you're interested in those fire labs and so on. Okay, so I think Radha has been posting, and as well, Judy Angle, who's also Bhairavi, has been posting responses to everybody. Stephen is saying here, during an audio reading, I was told I have a special relationship with Muruga. I'm not sure why, perhaps a past life relationship with Lord Muruga. Yeah, Stephen. And that's how it was for me. I was like, what is this? Who is this guy? And I was blubbering. I was like crying out of every orifice of my being. I was just like, my whole body was shaking, and I didn't know what was going on. And part of my ritual or remedy from that naughty reading was to go to this Muruga temple, and then outside the temple give people some food packets. And so there's always people who need something to eat in India. And so I think I had this big box, and I thought, oh my God, how am I going to give this out to all these people? All these people came, and they were just so happy, and they were thanking me, and they were so grateful. And they were saying, some who knew English would say, God bless you, or there was a translator there and they'd say it in Tamil or Hindi or whatever language they spoke. And they were just went off, and they really opened the packet carefully, and they were so grateful. And I was like, my whole being was melting. And because it was Lord Muruga's grace getting in, because all this other stuff, whatever, but being in that presence of Lord Muruga and that relationship, which I didn't know was there, really took me to new levels of understanding about being on a spiritual path. It's a no kidding. You can't negate what happened to me, or somebody can't look at me and say, wow, you're an idiot. You were just crying, or why are you crying? Or were you depressed? I didn't hear all that, because somebody did come up and say, oh, it looks like you had a bad experience. And I'm like, wow, that's an interpretation. Okay. But anyways, our experience with these divine beings are so intimate, so personal. And it was through Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, because I had no idea, what was happening until, separating myself and allowing that to get integrated, and then just processing it. Whoa. And then going back to my life after 7 days, it was not a big trip at all. Maybe it was 2 weeks. Back then we used to do 2-week trips. So going back to Canada and into my life, wow, I had such a deeper and more profound way of looking at life. So Lord Muruga will open the third eye, so you can see into your soul and see into every situation and be grateful. Being grateful is you're full of greatness. You're full of your highest expression of yourself. And sometimes with the divine, you don't even know that what you're doing. And we've all had that experience. We all go, someone's having the most terrible day and you don't even know, but you smile and you say hello. And they just go, wow, thank you for smiling and saying hello. You just made my day. My mom died and I have to work. And, you just go, wow. So the divine will be moving through you and you will be uplifting others and you won't have to think about it. So yes, Stephen and anyone else who you're being drawn to Lord Muruga, maybe you're going to be on this journey to explore the opening of the third eye, like Dr. Pillai shared in recent webinars. Maybe you can pop that onto the chat too, Bhairavi or Radha, if you will. Please. The webinars that Dr. Pillai has done on Lord Muruga, go visit them. Really profound teachings. And it's free. It's all free. Because Dr. Pillai wants us to be able to have this food for our soul, if you will, or our soul is thirsty for some liquid drink of the divine. We want to take that as a medicine versus the poison pill that we are taking currently. It's being force fed into us, all the negativity. It's poisoning us. So not to say, okay, well, geez, stop. Maybe it won't, but we can do something that will protect us, and then we can fill ourselves up with health and wealth and prosperity, enlightenment, and it'll be our little secret. And we will pinch ourselves because people will say, wow, you're all lit up. Hey, can I have some of that? And maybe you can guide them, maybe not. It's totally up to the divine. You definitely can share the free teachings. So, and share, maybe they want to do the paid services too. And they're like, we're like, okay, what do I do next? So Lord Muruga is guiding us now. We've filled up with him, his energy, and just go and see where he wants to take you on a mystical, magical journey with these different services and programs. So there are free services, there's paid services, there's courses through Pillai Center Academy. Will guide you all the way through. So no one will be left out. We don't want to leave anyone out. We want everybody to have peace, prosperity, enlightenment. And we don't want to just say it and hope it works out. We want it. We're going to kick and scream like Toys R Us kids. Come on, Muruga. Make it happen. You're the star of the show this 20 days. So great. Pillai Center Practice. Radha has posted the links to Dr. Pillai's YouTubes, his events, and so on. How do we invoke Dr. Pillai in meditation? Any mantra? Bhavani, you can just say his name, Dr. Pillai. If you want to, you can say Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba, like we do at the beginning of the chanting practice. But there are YouTubes. Go and put mantra for Dr. Pillai. There is a Mula mantra. Maybe Radha, you can post that, or Bhairavi. The root mantra for Dr. Pillai, you can do that. Or you can just say his name, Babaji. People say Baba. Baba removes Papa. Papa is sin. Papa is what we call father. So there's the sins of the father isn't just a saying. We carry that in our genes. Without the Y chromosome, we wouldn't be here. So why are we here? It's all because of our dad. No. So the sin, so the Baba removes Papa. So there's so much esoteric meaning, layers and layers. So you can call on Dr. Pillai and he will guide you to see what you need to know next. That's the fabulous adventure we're on. There's no hard or fast rules with Dr. Pillai, and you'll just be on doing what you need to do. And people who might say, hey, do this, and you don't feel that it's resonating with you, don't do it. You do your own thing. Or maybe you do it. You're like, yeah, I'm on board. So all the DNA gets cleansed, and Radha has posted here, Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba. So those sounds, Dram is the sound to bring in. It's like, hey, come on. We can't wait anymore. So it's like beating a drum. And we are beating the drum. Our heart is beating for Dattatreya, which is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, or in the Hindu tradition, it is the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer of negativity. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So these can be across the cultures. There's always three, Trinity. And that helps us to dispel the negativity and helps us to create a better reality all at once and sustain it. So how do we do it? Well, we've got to align with this energy. So Dattatreya is the great guru, master who comes to the earth plane, especially when we need it. We don't want to blow it up and start over again. It's done that so many times. So maybe we will, there's Radha's posted, Om Aim Hrim Sarvalokaya Adhityaya Shiva Satguru Bhabaya Swaha. So you can copy and paste that and go to the YouTube if the link isn't posted on there. And there is a loop, a mantra loop of 108. It's got some nice music. So you can sit and listen to that, Bhavani or anyone else who wants to do that. Thanks for asking. Okay. So we're at the top of the second hour. Look at how fast time flies when we're having fun. So that's what we want to do. Keep having fun. Prepare yourself. You can keep chanting all day or listening to the mantras. You can explore, like we've shared tonight, the different YouTubes, especially when you feel like, oh, I feel robotic. Then go change it up or dive into one of your Pillai Center courses, Pillai Center Academy courses that you've signed up for, and it's taking you a year to dive into it again. It's okay, because maybe that's where you want to get it. The blessings of Lord Muruga, get a fresh injection of that teaching. So there's different spiritual warrior, I believe one is one. The Palladian God is another one. So anything that resonates with you, any of those courses, just trust that your intuition is guiding you to do that during Skanda Shasti. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for joining. Thanks to Dr. Pillai for bringing us here for another fabulous journey together. And, for those people who are like, oh my God, this is so long, it's taking so long. In the beginning, when we're doing these 20 days or 30 days, I think the biggest one we did was 50 days or over 50 days. It's part of it is to make sure that everybody is on board and everybody knows how to navigate these teachings and everybody's aware of the services that are offered, the courses that are offered, so we don't blink and miss it and we're upset. So there's a lot more talking about it and answering the questions and allowing people to share. So once I click off, then we're done. The recording is over. So it ain't over until it's over, and it feels like that now. So thanks again, everyone, for coming and co-creating the space for us to merge with Lord Muruga, and with the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, our life will continue to unfold in a miraculous way. So God bless you all. Thanks, Radha. Thanks, Bhairavi, or any of the other Pillai Center teachers, everyone who has shared. You're all fabulous. So we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.